Hi and welcome to the video. I'm Luke from TackleWest, and today I'm going to run you through some new products that we've just received. For all of you guys that are into the real micro fishing as well, we've got some really cool new lures to show you. So stick along for the video. I'm going to link everything that I show you in the description, and let's just get started. I'll set this camera up and I'll run you through some of the really cool new products that we've got. Like I was saying, we're going to start the video off with all the new micro gear that's just rocked up. Now, this brand here that we're talking about is called Little Jack. It's a Japanese brand specializing in real lifelike type lures. So we're going to start off looking at the micro Addicts. Now, these are available in a 3 and a 5 gram micro jig, and they come pre-rigged with a little flashy assist hook on there. It's actually really nice and sharp, and for any of those small fish that you're going to be catching, it's definitely strong enough. These are a funky little jig. You can see, look at the bend in the body of it. So they have a lot of action, really easy to use. These will work great for things like yellowtail, herring, skippy. You could actually even use this for brim in the river. That would absolutely work. And they come in a range of funky little colors, but they're only small. Like I said, this is a 5 gram model that I'm showing you here, but they're available in a 3 gram model as well. And I'll just run you through some of the colors. So we've got the red gold, it's a real nice one. We have this bait fish sardine pattern, and even though the lure is really small, there's actually a fair amount of detail. It's probably going to be a little bit hard to see in the camera, but this here, it's got like a scaly pattern on the right along the back there. Makes it look like a little mackerel or a little sardine, but that's a real nice one because we have a standard sardine blue bait pattern there, quite nice. And then we have a blue pink belly sardine. That there is a real nice one. It's going to be a little bit hard to get good focus because these lures are quite small, but this is the 5 grammer, so the 3 grammer is even smaller than this again. It's probably about 2 centimeters long, maybe just under, but that's a new one from Little Jack. Really cool micro jig that's going to be great for real light tackle fishing. The next jig that I'm going to show you, I reckon these things look absolutely epic. I've added quite a few of these to my own tackle box because I'm really keen to give these a shot. They're some of the coolest looking little jigs or lures that I've seen for quite a while. So I think you guys are really going to get off on these because they're so cool. Little micro jigs from Little Jack. So these ones here are called a Type 6 micro jig. These are available in a range of sizes, but we currently have them in a 10 gram and a 20 gram option. And they all come pre-rigged with good quality BKK assist hooks. Now these things, they're a twin assist, so you're definitely gonna hook up fish nice and easily. And once you hook a fish, what will most likely happen is the other hook will come around and also get stuck in the fish as well, so it's going to be harder for the fish to get off. But the finish on these things is so lifelike, and it's really, I think it's going to be hard to tell in the video just how well the finish is on such a small little lure, because these things look exactly like a fish, down to the little fins on the side. I mean, it just looks absolutely unreal. So we have these in a range of different colors, and I don't know the color names off the top of my head, but I'm just going to run you through each of them. They all look very similar to a yellowtail with slight variations on the color, but we'll just take a look at all the different colors that we have in stock. So that's the first one, nice green kind of back, looks exactly like a yellowtail. We have another one here, it's got a pink head with gold sparkles on the back, and again a yellowtail type flashy body. That thing looks really cool, and I think that pink head will stand out in the water. Another very natural pattern. We got some focus. Another natural, just a silvery kind of color. Bit of silver flash on the side. This one here is really cool. So it's that silver natural pattern, but we've got these gold flecks on the back, and it really does stand out in the light. So I think that one there, that's quite a nice one. Very popular color, just the blue and the pink. We have a nice bright pink belly, blue sardine top on that. You can't go wrong. Another very natural blue sardine, blue bait kind of pattern. That thing there, during the middle of the day, you'll get a nice amount of flash off that. And lastly, we have just a green gold pattern. It's really going to stand out with that yellowy goldy kind of color on the side. But these are really cool, guys. Like, there's something different. We've never really sold much of this type of stuff before, but as our range is just continually growing, we're just kind of going to dabble in things like this a little bit more. But really, really cool little micro jigs. And these, like I said, available in 10 grams, available in 20 grams. Great for skippy, herring, tailor. I mean, there's no reason why you can't use that for a brim and, you know, on deep structure, just jigging it around a snag or jigging it around a pylon. I mean, a brim's going to eat that. But just, yeah, really cool new range of little micro jigs that we've just got in. These are from Little Jack, so I'll link these in the description below, and if you want to test them out, let us know how you go with them, because I reckon they're definitely going to catch some fish. Check this little thing out. So this is, I guess you'll call this a micro vibe. So Little Jack again, check it out. It's tiny. It's so bloody small. It's 25 millimeters long and 2.1 grams. So this is definitely what you would call a micro vibe. And this is going to be really good for brim fishing when the fish are really shut down and on those tough to get bite days. Really cool little lure. It's a bit different to a lot of other vibes on the market. It's got this little fin on the back of it, which I'm guessing helps it, you know, put off more vibe and more action. Comes rigged with BKK treble hooks, and they're actually quite a strong little treble there. You won't need to upgrade that straight out of the packet. That'll work just fine. Chrome belly type of pattern, real nice and clear water. Chartreuse clear color. They're kind of hard to show you because they're so bloody small. Look at that thing. And even though this is only 2.1 grams, because the lure itself is so small, I don't think you're going to have a problem casting this. I think if you have a nice ultralight brim rod, I think that will cast no worries, because the lure is quite compact. And it actually it doesn't feel heavy, but you know, I think you'll find that they'll cast no worries. Real nice bait fish pattern. We got the kind of, well, it's like a sardine, so we got a clear body and kind of that bait fish pattern on the front. Guess you'd call that like a prawn pattern. Translucent on the side. We got a pink back with those prawn stripes down the side. I think that's a real nice one. And this is, I don't know, just like a clear speckled pink. In the light, that really does get a lot of reflection off it, and you've got these red sparkles through the belly of the lure that I just think, you know, during the sunlight, that's really going to get a lot of reflection off them. And you can actually see in this lure, I don't know, it's going to be quite hard. I'm looking in the viewfinder here, it's going to be hard to see, but it actually looks like this lure is wired through. So unlike some of your other brim lures, which the wire actually isn't fully wired through, this thing here looks as though it is. So you've got the weight in the middle of the lure, and you can see on the back here, that wire goes right into the weight. So this thing's going to be a strong little lure. The only thing I would say that you would have to be careful about when using one of these is if you cast it up against a pylon or something, you may possibly snap the fin off, but you just, you know, be a little bit careful with your casts. But something different, guys, and, you know, can't hurt to have a micro lure like this in your box for when the fish are really shut down. But again, I'll link all these in the description. We do have a couple of other colors available as well, but I'll just show you these 5 quickly. All right, Rapala Crush City soft plastics. Now, all of you brim guys are going to know about these, and for everybody that doesn't know about them, well, I'm going to show them to you. So this is a new soft plastic grub from Rapala. It has just a slight twist on it compared to a normal grub. So I'll rip all these out of the packaging, and I'm going to give you a look at them. We've got the full color range in stock, and I'm just going to run you through every single color of these awesome new grubs. We'll start off looking at the most popular color, and all the brim guys are going to love this, and that's the Motorola UV. So you can see really just how soft the material is. It's nice and stretchy though, so it's going to be good against the blowies in the river. They will still bite it, but it will last a bit better than like a normal soft plastic. But a lot of action in the tail, a lot of action in the legs. As you can see, they're super soft. As you're hopping this along the bottom, you're going to get a lot of action on those legs. and that's really going to help entice a bite. Now, these lures also have a slit down the middle and a slit on the back of the lure, perfect for your hook to come out of. It's a bit of an indicator on where you need to keep your jig head in line with. And you can also fish this easily with a weedless hook as well, because you've got a slit down the middle in between those legs. But look at the tail, heaps and heaps of action. You're going to get a lot of action on the drop with this lure, and like I said, it's really going to withstand against blowfish and even withstand against a lot of fish. So that's the first color we'll look at, which is the motor oil UV. This one here is the Yabby color, and I actually really like this. It's got like a translucent clear type body on the lure, but it's got this, it looks like an internal gut cavity, and you can see it's a light orangey peach color. Really cool looking color. I quite like that. That's a real nice one. I think that would probably be the first one I'd be throwing. Just something totally different. Really nice color. That one there is called Yabby. This one here is Bubblegum UV. Under the UV light, that's really going to glow in the sun. You get a lot of reflection off that. Look at it. There's so much action in this tail. Bubblegum UV. This is always a really popular color, and each brand kind of does this color different, but this is Bloodworm, and this Bloodworm is quite a lot darker to some of the other Bloodworms from some of the other brands. If you look at the Daiwa Bait Junkie, it's a much lighter kind of color, whereas the Rapala one, yeah, like I said, a little bit darker than what a standard Bloodworm is, but a nice color altogether. Pearl White, this type of color is always really good on the sand flats when you want a super natural type of color with not too much flash or reflection. It's just a clear pearl white. This one here is totally different. So they call this one Black Nightmare, and it's, I mean, black plastics are never really popular, but this one is it's a clear black, so you can see it's not totally just black. It does have a lot of sparkles through it, so it's got that bloodworm type of sparkle through it. So we have the red, the blue, the gold kind of sparkles, and it's just something different. Like, this would be a good lure to throw because it's different to what everybody else is throwing. Everybody else is throwing the motor oil, the more natural type of patterns. So it's always a good idea, especially in systems like the Swan and the Canning Rivers, where the fish see a lot of that same kind of lure. Throw something different like this. It might be the difference between getting that bigger fish or not getting a fish at all, and just keep on mixing it up, throwing something that the fish have never seen before. So that's Black Nightmare. We have another natural pattern here. This is the banana prawn, just a real simple straight color plastic. It does have a little bit of fleck through it. It's got like a aqua bluey green. It's only a little bit of fleck. It's not a lot of fleck, but enough just to get a bit of sparkle off it in the sun. Well, that's the banana prawn. The last color that I'll show you, and the last one in the range, is Purple Haze. Again, a nice natural color, dark belly. It makes it look like it's got a dark gut section with kind of like a translucenty, yellowy amber color around the outside. But another real nice one. It's got some speckles in it. Blue, silver, gold speckles. You're really going to get a nice reflection in the sun on that. And look at that action. What fish isn't going to want to eat this? Real nice soft legs. But guys, that's the all new Rapala Crush City lures. We have all of the creepers in stock, both of our stores, or online at TackleWest.com.au. If you want to get your hands on them, I'll link them in the description below so you can check them out for yourself. So while we're still on all the brim stuff, if you haven't seen these things before, or if you haven't even tried these, then you definitely need to give these things a shot, because these things have been catching a shitload of fish in the last couple comps. The last couple comps, actually the boat show tournament, and I believe the tournament before, these little lures actually won the comp, and we just had a real big restock of them, but we've got stacks of them, guys, and these things, you need to give them a shot. So this is the Blue Lip Baits Pygmy mussel, and this thing is tiny, okay? They're not very big, they're only a small little mussel, but they absolutely brain the fish. They're available in two different weights. So we have a 1.3 gram mussel, and we also have a 2.2 gram mussel. They only have 4 different colors. This one here is pretty cool. They call it Muddy Bank. That one there has been really popular. We've obviously got the standard Dark Night, which is a full black one. There's also a black and a white one called Old Pontoon. That one's pretty good. And there's also a Ocean Blue. So that one there, it's got a black and a blue. But guys, if you're doing any brim fishing in the river, give these things a shot. The Pygmy mussel, they're a must-have, winning all the tournaments. We've just had a massive restock of them as well, so don't worry, we've got plenty in stock, but give them a shot. All in stock now. Okay, so next up, what I'm going to show you is something that I think everybody that goes or keeps fish, if you go bottom fishing or whatever you do, if you're keeping fish, then it's something that, you know, you're definitely going to want to check out. And what I'm talking about is the Pac Food vacuum sealer. Now, it's not just a standard vacuum sealer, this is a semi-commercial unit, and I've got to say, out of every single vac sealer that I've ever used, this is hands down the best one that I've used. It vacuum seals the fish absolutely perfectly. It lasts, it's got plenty of pressure. You can seal the bag off with absolute ease, and it just works. And you know, after fishing for a number of years and using a number of different vac seal machines, yeah, the majority of them, especially the cheaper ones, they're not too crash hot and they burn out pretty quick. But honestly guys, this is hands down the best one I've ever used. It's not a small machine and it's not necessarily cheap, you know, they're just under $500, but it's a really, really good investment for guys that are keeping fish. And especially if you're on a fishing trip and you're vacuum sealing a lot of fish, you know, those small ones, they burn out pretty quick and they just don't give you a really good vacuum. But I don't have any fish with me here in the store at the moment, but what I am going to do is I'm going to vacuum seal some soft plastics for you, just to give you a look at how well it does vacuum seal. But I'll link this one in the description, guys, and it's definitely one that, yeah, if you're catching a lot of fish and you're freezing it, it's one that you're going to want to check out. So let me just set it up and I'll give you a look at how well it works. Okay, so I've just set it up now. You can see I've filled the vacuum bag full of squids. They can pretend to be our fillets of fish. We just slide the tip of the bag into the machine, put it down, turn it on. And this thing's actually got a little fan on the side there so you can hear it really get going. And now all we're going to do is press start, push that down, then it automatically is set to seal, releases the vacuum, and look at that. That is a solid vacuum. There is no air on that. It's sealed it properly. That's the one thing. It's really, this is a good quality seal, good quality bags, and you can see just how tight. There's just no air in it, so it really works well, this machine. So yeah, check them out, guys. We've got them in stock now, both of our stores. They are online at TackleWest.com.au, but this is a real good one for all you guys bottom fishing. This is the VS, it's the 603 model. I don't know if you can see it there well, but check them out. You've seen how well it works, and yeah, it's just a real handy thing to have for storing fish. Lastly for this week, guys, I'm going to show you the all new Penn Spinfisher reels. So these have just come out. We've literally only just unpacked the box, and it's the latest addition to the Spinfisher series, which has been around for forever now, and they just continue to get better and better and better. They are a metal bodied reel, and the best thing about the Penns is they just last. If you look after a Penn reel, you know, it lasts, okay? There's nothing super fancy about a Penn though. They're not quite as smooth as a Daiwa reel, but you know, the thing is they're a full metal construction. They're sealed really well. They're great for guys that are fishing off the beach, or generally we recommend these to guys that, you know, if you don't look after your gear all that much, then, you know, a Penn is a really good option for you. Feature really deep spools on all the models, so they hold a stack of line, whether it's braid fishing or mono fishing, you know, whatever model that you pick up in the range, you know, they hold a hell of a lot of line, so you'll get a lot on there. All feature a metal body, so that's one thing with the Penns. They're nice and strong, nice rigid metal body. They're just a very good all-round reel. Okay, these reels start from a 2500 size and they go all the way up to 10,500 size. So this is great for guys that are drone fishing or just, you know, shark fishing off the beach, because this thing here will hold, if you're fishing with 65-pound braid, this thing here will hold 780 yards of 65-pound braid, which is an absolute stack of line. But check them out, guys. That's the all-new Spinfisher series. Now, along with the Spinfishers, we also received the Spinfisher Liveliner series, and these are really good for guys that are snapper fishing out of the boat. They're really good also for mulloway fishing. Anywhere where you just want to set your bait, you want to let the fish take the bait, take a little bit of line, and then you can crank your reel straight into gear. So these have 4 positions of preset drag. It's a matter of just picking what one is ideal for the situation that you're fishing in. And you let the fish take the line, wind the reel, and it'll automatically click the reel back into gear. So whatever you had your main drag setting on, the reel will click back into gear. These are available in 4 sizes. So we have a 2500 size here, which is the small one. We also go to a 4500 size, which is a really good kind of 30-pound reel. They do a 6500 size, and they also do an 8500 size. Again, holds an absolute stack of line. So if you're fishing off the beach, or if you're fishing out of the boat and you need to hold a heap of line, this would actually be really good, the 8500, even for drone fishing, because you'd fit a fair amount of 50-pound braid on here. But if you need a Liveliner reel, then check one of these out. Nice and strong, really smooth drag, and it's all new from Penn. Anyway guys, that's going to wrap up this week's video. I hope you enjoyed all that stuff. I'm going to link all of it in the description, so if you want to check any of it out, you can go to TackleWest.com.au. They'll all be linked below. Check them out on the website and let us know how you go.